Sir, first of all, welcome to Time8. Welcome to Assam. And I know it's a very difficult period for you, for your people, for your family, and for your countrymen. So I want to know what is actually going on in Bangladesh and how do you see the situation of Bangladesh? Sir.
Thank you very much for having me. The situation in Bangladesh is not good. What you have now is, there is no law and order. The police, the law enforcement agencies, because they were attacked and blamed for, the killings, and police were being killed throughout the country. They are afraid to wear the uniform. They have quit. For the last 1 week, it has been looting, rioting, burning of everything. The homes of almost all Awami League leaders and ministers have been burnt, including my own personal home, which was built by my father 40 years ago, that has been burnt. My grandfather's home, which was his museum, that is the house where he and my entire family were murdered in the coup of 1975. That has been burnt to the ground. So there is no law and order in Bangladesh right now. There is looting going on, even in all the cities, even in Dhaka city. The citizens are taking it to themselves to try to guard their own neighborhoods. Our Awami League, we have taken initiative to guard neighborhoods where we have our activists. Minorities are being attacked. Hindu temples are being burnt down. Minorities are trying to flee across the border into India. That is the situation in Bangladesh right now.
Yes. Joy, I want to know from you, last night we have seen that interim government took power in Bangladesh and they are saying they will restore law and order in your country. Is it possible for the interim government to control or bring back law and order to Bangladesh? Is it possible?
I mean, I wish them luck, but I don't think so. We have seen, you see, this is an unelected government. They don't have the mandate of the people of Bangladesh. Just because a small group wanted them pick their names, Bangladesh has 170 million people. The majority of those 170 million people did not get to vote for these people. So this is an unelected, undemocratic government without the mandate. How are they going to control everything? We will have to see. No one wants to take orders from them. How are they going to govern? They don't have anyone's support.
Yes. Joy, in recent time, you have said like your family don't want to get involved in politics. You have said like, oh, we have done enough, so we don't want to get involved. Then you have changed your stand and you published a video, I think 1 day back or 2 days back, and you have said like, no, we are going back to our people, going back to the people in Bangladesh and helping the people, those who are in Awami League. So what is your message to the people of Bangladesh and also the members and the leaders of Awami League who are being prosecuted, who are being killed in different parts of Bangladesh?
You're absolutely correct. The first day, my family and I had decided that it is enough. My mother, this was going to be her last term. She was going to retire after this anyway. And so we all said, look, it's time for you to retire now. This is not the way you want, but it is happening. The rest of us, we've been settled abroad for decades. I myself have lived in the US for almost 30 years, so I'm settled here. But when I saw that our people, when my mother and I saw that our people, our activists, our leaders are being attacked because they think there's a leadership vacuum within the Awami League, that is when I said, no, I cannot allow this to happen. So I don't have any wish for politics. I don't have any intention. I don't have any ambition. But I am there for my party. I am now here for my party to do whatever it takes to reorganize my party, to keep my party members safe, and to restore democracy to Bangladesh. The Awami League is the largest political party in Bangladesh. The Awami League and the BNP are the two big parties. Out of 170 million people, between the two of us, we have over 100 million supporters. We are not going anywhere. The Awami League, you cannot wipe out the Awami League, no matter how hard you try. They have been trying for 45 years. We are stronger than ever. And the last 15 years, things may not have been perfect. Mistakes have been made, but they were the golden period of Bangladesh. That was a period of the greatest economic development, the period of the best security. Yes, mistakes were made, but mistakes are going to be made by everyone. And this interim government has already started making mistakes on the very first day when they've announced elections are not a priority. So this is an unelected government handpicked by a tiny minority, which is saying that they're going to reform Bangladesh without the support of the people, without any political mandate, without any democracy. So I urge you, please This has been done before in Bangladesh. 17 years ago, we had another interim government that was unelected that said, we will reform the country, we will bring everyone to justice, and then we will have a new dawn. And look what happened to them. Please don't make those mistakes. It's day one and you're already starting to make them. Please don't go down that path because you will never succeed. The people of Bangladesh will rise up against you. No matter what you do, sooner or later, and once democracy is restored, either the Awami League or the BNP are going to come to power. There is no one else that can. There is no one else that has the political mandate. So it is in your best interest to restore democracy as soon as possible, restore power to the elected government, and that has the mandate of the people, and they can restore law and order and restore normalcy.
Yes, Sajib, I want to know from you, because we have been hearing a lot of news from Bangladesh in recent days, in recent weeks. Hindus are being targeted, Christians are being targeted, minorities are being prosecuted, and they are like fleeing towards India-Bangladesh border. So do you think this interim government can protect minorities? Because today in Dhaka, there's a huge protest by Hindu community and they are demanding justice. Sajib.
I think you have answered your question yourself. If you look at this interim government, again, if you look at the history of Bangladesh, there has only been one time, one government that has kept the minorities safe, completely safe. That was Sheikh Hasina's government. No one else has. No one else has. This is history. You can criticize Sheikh Hasina all you want, but she kept Bangladesh safe. She kept the minorities safe. She developed Bangladesh like no one else. So the only safe possibility the only guarantee for the Hindu minorities, for the Christians of Bangladesh, the only one government that can ensure their safety, that has proven it, is the Awami League. It's easy to say we will protect you, but it's a whole different thing to be able to do it. The Awami League is the only solution is to have elections, because I'm confident at this point, if elections are held, Awami League will win again, because we have developed the country so much. We will win again, and we will keep the minorities safe again.
Yes. Sajib, I want to know from you, what do you think, what is the reason behind the fall of Hasina's government, and then suddenly there's a shift in power and she had to leave Bangladesh, she had to come back to India. So what are the reasons? Do you have any inputs about that?
I personally believe that these protests were incited by a foreign intelligence agency. If you look at it, the protests really had no reason to exist. Our government had rescinded quotas years ago when there were the first quota protests. The quotas were not restored by our government. The quotas were restored by the courts based on a case against the quotas. And our government had appealed it. So our government was fighting the quotas. It was going to go to the Supreme Court. There was no reason for these protests. So our government was in support of reducing the quotas. But some agency, some outside group kept inciting the protests. My mother made a statement that she did not want families of Rajakars to get government jobs. So some groups started twisting that online, claiming my mother had called the students Rajakars. She did not call the students and protesters Rajakars. Then in the middle of the night, on 15th of August, one group started marching in Dhaka University, chanting, "We are Rajakar, we are Rajakar," which, if you had a group marching in the middle of the night in Jerusalem, chanting, "We are Nazis, we are Nazis," what would be the reaction of the people of Jerusalem? And that is what happened. They did that intentionally to incite our students, to enrage our students, so that there would be a confrontation. And that is what happened. This was not ordered from the top. This was incited by those slogans. And then when the police tried to control the violence, some of the police members used excessive force. They used live ammunition. Again, none of this was ordered by the government. This was incited intentionally by some agency. And then when the demonstrators started attacking the police, they were armed. They were armed with guns. So that means someone armed them with weapons. Where did these weapons come from? And so that, when these demonstrators started marching on the Prime Minister's residence, my mother ordered the military, do not shoot at demonstrators. And without shooting, you couldn't stop them. So, and her security, our special security force, I know them very well. They are very professional. They're highly trained. Then you have the Prime Minister's Guards Regiment. They are protecting the Prime Minister's residence. They are very heavily armed. My mother said, look, we can protect her. Our security forces said, we will keep you safe. My mother said, yes, you can. But in doing so, hundreds, perhaps thousands of these demonstrators will die. And I do not want that. That is why my mother left the country.
Yes.
Or she wanted to resign, actually. She didn't want to leave the country. I was the last one who persuaded her to leave the country.
Okay. Okay, Sajib, my colleague Abhijit Acharya will be connecting with you now, and he will be asking you and communicating with you in Bangla, because it will be easier for the people residing in Bangladesh, also in Assam, to understand the conversation. Abhijit? Yes.